right, thanks so much, Sean. We'll talk to you in a little bit. You know, there are a lot of different things that will be in play in James's trial that maybe did not come into play in Jennifer's trial. But here to talk about picking the jury, what both the defense and prosecution will be looking at this time around is a longtime Detroit criminal defense attorney and one of our legal experts, Lillian Diallo. Lillian, it's great to see you. Thanks for being with me today. Let's go ahead and if you could explain for people, when we watch jury selection, what will a defense attorney and a prosecutor be looking for when they are looking at these questionnaires that these jurors are now filling out?
Thank you, and good afternoon to you. So what they're going to look for, if I'm a defense attorney, I'm going to look for Second Amendment people, right? People that really believe in the right to bear arms, the constitutional, the Second Amendment people, right? The prosecutor may not want that type of juror, and they're probably going to look for people that are parents, right? That are probably middle-aged, so that they could probably understand what parenting is all about and what responsibilities you have therein for being a parent. So it's going to be an interesting pick, and it's going to be a longer pick. And I want to at least commend the defense attorney thus far for even asking for more challenges. Because in a regular case like this, you only get 5 preemptory challenges, which means that you can only get rid of 5 people if you don't like them, right? If they, for whatever reason, they can say something like, we're going to convict them. Okay, we can get rid of you. Or maybe you are called. So, you know, hats off for that process, but it's going to be a real interesting pick.
Yeah, so the defense does get a couple of extra challenges because initially, and you and I had talked about this, Lillian, the defense wanted to change the venue. And your response was, where can he go that no one has heard of this case? So by giving the defense a couple of more extra challenges, is that the judge's way of saying, look, we know this is going to be a long process to make sure that we can find jurors that are going to just look at the evidence in this case and none of the circus that was happening around it?
Absolutely. So what happens when you're in trial is much different than what people see on TV or what they can conceive of. It's a very pressurized environment, and people take their responsibilities seriously, be that a juror, be that a defense, prosecutor, judge. Everybody takes their role seriously. So it's not like what you see on TV. Jurors pride themselves, the ones that can come through and that are honest with being fair to both sides. That's what you want here. You want somebody that's going to be fair to both sides and divorce the emotion from the facts and the law in this particular case. And is James Crumbley guilty of 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter? And are the elements being proven by the prosecutor? And is the nexus going to be there between James Crumbley, the gun, and the shooter? Right? So those are all the things that you're looking for. On the prosecution side, you can't get away from the fact that dad is the person that bought the gun. But if I was defense, I would say, yeah, but mom is the person saying it was a Christmas gift for the shooter, right? So, you know, there are a lot of things you can work with in this case, but it's going to be very interesting. And I didn't think number 1 was going to be a slam dunk. I certainly don't think number 2 is going to be a slam dunk on either side. This is going to be a fight. This is going to be a battle. This is going to be who knew what when and who had control over that weapon.
You know, you round all of that out, Lily, and it makes me wonder, as a prospective juror, is it going to be harder for them to find a jury saying, I don't want to be on a high-profile case like that? Have you heard jurors, potential jurors in cases saying, look, I know what this is all about, and I want no part of this?
Yes. So you do understand that does happen in high-profile cases. And when this, not just high-profile, this case has gone all over the country, and I don't know if it's gone past the borders. I don't know. But this is an interest story. This is the first time ever. Some people, they don't want to deal with the anxiety. They don't want to deal with this. And if it's not the right case for them, it's just not the right case for them. There may be another case down the hall that may be a better fit. Every case is not a good fit for every prospective juror or every attorney. And we have to know what our limits are. And as attorneys, we have to be able to ask the correct questions to get a fair, impartial jury, as impartial as you can get. May you have an idea or two? Yes. But will you listen objectively to the evidence That's what we're looking for. And we're not looking for you to prejudge anything, right? You don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Lillian Diallo, Detroit criminal defense attorney, one of our legal experts. Really appreciate the expertise on what we're looking for here as jury selection. Jennifer's jury selection lasted about a day and a half or so. Would you say that this might go a little longer?
It's hard to tell because now you may have learned from your mistakes. You may have learned how to whittle it down. But I would think it would go a little bit longer only because there's so much more material out there, right? And now you've gone through a whole separate trial that was televised. So I would anticipate it would be a little bit longer, but who knows with juries.
Yeah, we'll have to watch and see, and we'll be sticking close to you so you can give us some of your expertise along the way. Really appreciate it, Lillian. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Thank you.
Okay, take care. All right, and we will have continuing coverage of jury selection. Once they seat a jury, we will be streaming the entire trial from opening statements to closing arguments right here on Local 4 Plus and clickondetroit.com. And at 1 o'clock today, we are going to have our special report. It's about an hour long on how the case shapes up against James Crumbley and some of the legal issues surrounding it. And also some of your biggest questions here answered from clickondetroit.com.